What's going on, everybody? Mike here. If you'd like to join the ever-growing Fly Casual community, please take a moment right now to subscribe to our channel and share with a friend.
Food's glorious food. What is it more handsome? Don't swallow, don't chew. Still worth the king's ransom.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fly Casual. We're going to turn things on its head a little bit tonight because right now we're talking about a bellyful. We're talking about satisfaction, which, if you're wondering, you can get some. Tonight, it's all about snack food. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to turn down your sensitivities because we're going to be smacking lips and talking trips. We're going down the throat, like esophageal, the throat when it goes to your stomach. I don't know medical terms. And Fly Casual.
Let's get ready to wrinkle!
That was some loud music.
I may have just murdered Howie by turning up the volume on the iPad because I felt it unsatisfactory in the previous episode.
The funny thing was, I was going to tell you before we started recording this one that you might want to turn that up because it was unsatisfactory.
Yep.
But yet,
I done it,
as
Howie.
always, Corey and I are on the same wavelength.
And both
Mostly.
wrong. And both wrong. Same wavelength, completely off. Yeah, nailed it first
That's
try.
how we do.
That was as good as my intro.
Is the esophagus
Nailed
is what
it.
you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
the food pipe.
The food pipe.
The gullet.
pipe.
I get earlier in the evening. I may have been able to actually get through that. Okay, not so much right
You've
now.
had too many Funyuns right
I
now.
am so drunk on Funyuns, y'all.
Well, Mike's going to get some drunk right now.
Mike's making a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah.
Another one for
And
himself.
it's not just a little
Yummy,
shot.
yummy,
It's
in my
like
tummy.
50 shots in
This
one.
is my
That is.
32-ounce Pizza Hut light cup, old school, full of ice water. I'm preparing for all the salty, sweet goodness.
Look at you
You're
responding.
dumb.
I thought you were going to tell me it was full of vodka.
No.
No.
Tempted though
That's
I
a better
am,
way to prepare.
tempted
Corey.
though I may be to ride this snake right into oblivion, I'm actually going to try to reel it in before bedtime because I've already got all the sugar and carbs laid out.
What
in
do
front
you
of me.
mean before
Because
bedtime?
we're talking.
We're well past bedtime at this
technically,
point.
it's always after bedtime. Technically,
Technically.
It's always bedtime if you
that's
try.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are talking
Know what I'm saying?
tonight
I do.
about
I
the
don't.
But
grub.
if we keep talking over Corey, it's awesome.
Talk about grub. We're talking about snacks. We're talking about the comestibles. And not only that, we're talking about the worst kind, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight,
We're going to masticate
On Fly
tonight.
Casual.
So much mastication.
it is all about gas station snackery.
There's
That's
your
right.
title.
Yum,
So
yum,
let's,
yummers.
without further ado, I'm Corey. Over there's Mike.
Not Turkish delights.
Hey,
gas station
that was too
delights,
long.
right?
delight.
That was
Not
too long.
Turkish.
Turkish delight.
Don't- especially from the white
I
witch.
know, dude. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Mm.
No. She should gave him some Funyuns.
That bitch killed
I
Aslan.
know. But then he came and killed it. He
But
killed her
he's
back.
all right, he came back. He killed her back.
Killed her back good.
Got her.
Over there, Master Control, Stephen J. Howie.
That's me, and I am happy about that.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's good to be content with yourself. Unlike across pond down a few, Mr. Garrick, not Jay Hardy.
Yeah, everything's terrible. Sucks. I'm happy with
That
nothing.
was the most tired pirate I've ever been. Hardy. Garrick J. Hardy. Yeah, why
Gar's my
don't you
name.
just go sashay the plank? Just put yourself out there, lad.
Are you Scottish now?
Hello,
I
my
don't
baby.
know.
Hello, my
I'm
darling.
a Scottish pirate tonight. I am. Me Hardies.
You're a
Crikey.
Me
was
Hardies.
it a wanderer? What do they call those? Never mind.
Privateer? Where I don't know where you're at right now.
Is it a wayfinder?
Yeah, the
Is that-
wayfinder.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah,
is.
yeah.
That is exactly
A
what it
burnt
was.
one.
A burnt up
Yep.
wayfinder
I-
from
Actually, my body shape is like a pyramid. So got that going for me.
from
Ooh,
Mustafar.
upside down pyramid? Or
Yeah, dude, he's got them ripped biceps, very narrow
Yeah, that
waist.
sounds just like me.
That's exactly that. When I think of Garrick, I think an upside down pyramid.
I was
Yeah.
thinking wild
Mine's
rover.
a right side up pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have got corners?
I've got a
Like a
huge
sideways-
ass.
Are you a sideways pyramid? Like
When does the pyramid full into the full-on pear shape? That's what I'm... Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have time
Like
to
a
dig
ja-
around
it's like a
tonight. We
jagged
don't have
pear.
time to dig around. We got to jump right into it. It's time to get that docket docking.
Ooh, yeah.
Daka size.
I don't know if listeners are aware, but I don't usually exercise that much restraint on the podcast. I am having to exercise more restraint right now than I've ever had to do. Because I've got all these open food containers of my favorite horrible snack foods.
Yeah.
Because I
just
didn't
getting
want to
ready
open them on the air, even though we're going to crinkle and chew and lip smack, and it's going to be disgusting.
Oh, I'm opening all mine on
But
there.
I'm sitting there like
In
with
the mic.
all this stuff staring me in the face, going, just wait a little bit more, just wait a little bit
There.
more.
I got the burping going for you
Yeah,
guys.
fair enough. Rip the Band-Aid right off.
I was
bro.
thinking the Wild Rover,
Mm-hmm.
the pirate,
Yeah.
the pirate
Hey,
Scottish
the Wild Rover.
For me.
That's how that song goes, right? Yeah. That was pitch perfect, really.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us were in the
Nailed
exact same key rather than the opposite of that. That's a good song. Wild Rover's classic.
Yes,
Yep. The old
Good song.
shanties.
by Kenny G.
Good Irish ditty.
By Kenny G.
Kenny
The
G.
soprano sax is an essential part of old shanties. You got to have a nice, smooth soprano saxophone. Yeah, absolutely. I love that part in Assassin's Creed, the boat one. You know, the boat one.
boat one.
Kenny G
Where
shows
the
up.
one guy's just walking around with wild curly hair playing the soprano sax on deck while you're in like cannon
That was
Oh
mode.
my
That's
gosh, I
stuff.
gave up way before the boat one.
The boat one was arguably the best one. I love Brotherhood.
What about
I
the,
love Brotherhood, but the boat one, oh yeah, that's worth
About
going.
the girl one where you're a girl.
That was the post boat one. That was the PSP one that came out as a follow up to the boat.
It's a me, Mario.
Now, boat one's excellent. Boat one's excellent just because the ship battles are kind of awesome and you forget to play the game because you're only playing the ship battles. That's what happened to me. And then just yelling out, a song for us, lads, or, you know, like, sing it, boys, and everybody just starts singing a random shanty that you've chased through a village somewhere, like a little glowing piece of paper so that they could sing another shanty.
I got the Connors game and I couldn't.
The Connor game was awful.
I couldn't get there.
I had to be
stopped.
friend of the show, Chris, friend of the show, told me, no, you're right. Assassin's Creed 3 was
I
poo.
love Assassin's Creed, but
But Assassin's Creed 3 was poo. The boat one is actually
The
pretty
Rover.
great for weird
Assassin's
reasons.
Assassin's Creed, Wild
Assassin's
Rover,
Creed Wind Waker.
Wild
Was that-
I
Rover.
believe it was called I can't remember any of the others.
Wind Waker.
Assassin's Creed
Wayfinder.
Drunken Sailor.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
It was Assassin's Creed Me Hearties. Yarr!
We really need Brian
If
here
we're
right
not
now.
dockering on, we need Brian. Yar, I'm Irish. I don't know. I'm putting too much. I even leaned into the Irish yard. It's Brian, friend of the show, Brian. Every accent is yar. I'm Scottish. Yar, I'm Irish. That's all of his accents. Just start with yar and then regular old Midwest.
nice.
Yep.
Yar's Revenge.
Speaking of
Classic.
Midwest,
Yeah.
What are
Mrs. Maisel.
What?
You doing some Maisel, are you?
We finished.
Finished
Oh, you just
Maisel.
do
We,
it.
finished
finished
it.
it.
We haven't even started. I haven't even started.
You are
We
a
just started.
loser, and
You're a
Do I need
terrible
to close
person.
my ears while you guys chat?
Nah, we don't have to give too much away, but it is amazing, and here's everything
Is
that
it?
happens.
Dang it.
Shai Baldwin ends up being kind of
Yeah, yeah, Shai Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
not
in more
Nat King
ways
Cole.
than one.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
Shai Baldwin. The whole, you know,
Yeah.
I liked Reggie though.
dude,
He's
I liked
cool.
everybody. And
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love Carrie Elways shows up this season. Whom
Yes,
the
that
first
was
scene
great.
that he's in full stage makeup, and he's got a beard, and I'm like, I know who this is. Who is this?
That's
I can't.
so
And I
brilliant.
refuse to look it up. And the next time he shows up out of makeup, out of the stage makeup, I'm like, oh my gosh, Carrie Elways, who I don't know if he had work done to his face. In Stranger Things season 3, I was like, what happened to Carrie Elways' face? but I didn't. It was
He's in
perfect.
Psych.
It was perfect for this season. He was hilarious.
I'm having a hard time placing.
He would have been opposite
What's her face?
Yeah.
Her?
any other time.
Mamie.
I could tell you the names of every character on that show.
Jane
Lynch's character that Susie is managing, and their whole stage production that they do. He's the lead,
right? Okay,
the leading
He's
male.
like the famous stage
Yes.
actor.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole time he's just
Sucker in.
perfectly overselling it.
That was so
It
great.
was.
Oh
And they
man,
have-
so many good
Yes,
scenes.
they has so many good scenes, and of course, from one
well,
scene to
they
the next,
obviously enjoyed themselves.
yeah, from one scene to the next, it changes dramatically the dynamic between the two.
Yes,
Oh my gosh!
until the culmination of that whole.
And the whole early '60s Vegas thing, which involved like the external shots of which there were a lot of CG and stuff like that, but just the casino rooms that they put together and stuff were just gorgeous, and everything just felt flowing.
You know,
and,
the head of food and
oh yeah, beverage. Yeah. He's no. He's the head of food and beverage. I still don't understand what you're telling me here. The guy's, what do you say? The guy's mobbed up or whatever.
He's a mobster.
He's a mobster. And everybody gets quiet. Of my heart.
She had such. Did she have a larger role? in
Susie?
this
maybe
season?
Yeah. I say a bit.
It seemed like it because she
Well,
was.
Well,
and
she
she
has
had
her
such a-
own
this
independent
season.
story arc.
yeah,
in this
and she
season.
has such
Yeah.
a range that she
has
has
a
such
few
a
different
range.
stories.
Alex Bornstein killing it. Just killing it.
I mean, when she got to that one place where she broke down,
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
hit me. It's like, because you don't see
Yeah,
that from her.
No.
And wow.
Yeah, we've come a long way from Mrs. Kwan on Mad TV. Oh, no. It's just like, wow. She is so awesome. She was awesome then, too. But she's even awesomer now.
Yeah.
No spoilers. Season 3 keeps it up hardcore.
How would you rate it among the 3 seasons?
I have
Ooh.
no need to.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't feel like there is a rating system between the 3 seasons.
I thought it would be hard to top season 2 because I loved so much what they did with the Catskills. Just the feel of
yeah,
the
that was
Catskills,
great.
but I feel like the way they did Vegas was a perfect supplement. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it was just all we did was turn the page. There's no need to compare it. It's just still going at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of frustrating things.
Oh yeah.
That were meant to be frustrating, and succeeded a little too well because being so frustrated, I'm like, I'm having a hard time enjoying some parts because they're doing their job so
Yes.
well of making me feel sorry.
I will
for
say
these
this:
people.
the last episode of the season, my butt was puckered so hard. And then just as I think I can unpucker my butthole, they deliver the 1-2.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And then the nugget
oh,
pops
that
out.
was brilliant.
You pop out a
I
diamond.
did. I pooped out a diamond. There was poo diamonds everywhere.
Kind of like the planet's pooping up baby Yodas.
Yep.
And now you're rich.
Yep. I'm
So,
rich
win-win.
with, well, nobody wants my poo diamonds and I don't get it.
Well, they're not. Well, they're better than.
Am I supposed to clean them off first? Well, they're a little bit.
Well,
a
we don't want to say, what if it's poo blood diamond?
you don't know what you think you know about my
Those
digestive
things are
tract
pretty
there,
sharp.
Sonny Jim.
Sure.
That's a good one. Maisel's a good one.
Well, we're done, right?
Yep. What about? I'll go next. Fallout 76.
Oh. Woo.
I got it on the cheap. I'm a huge Fallout nerd, but I refused to play 76. I had pre-ordered it and then canceled my pre-order because I was so turned off. Got it on the cheap. Started playing it. Just
Could be level 600.
I'm
by
level 35. I leveled up twice in the hour before we started recording. Yeah, no, I can show you
Pretty
the key to
crazy.
power leveling, my friend, especially at your level. You peon. But I have put a lot of time, especially over the holidays, into Fallout 76. It to me is every bit. There's obviously some changes because it's an online game and there's other people in there, so it doesn't work like a single player epic RPG. But it feels exactly like Fallout, despite the differences from previous ones, and I'm enjoying it every bit as much as I've enjoyed previous Fallout games. And I'm at the point now where I'm like going, why the hell did I hold out on this? Why didn't I just start playing?
Because you wanted to save money.
I did. And you know, it's hitting me at just the right time. I needed this kind of a game. And it's funny because I can play it like a single player epic RPG.
Mm-hmm.
But when you guys get on, we can jump because you have purchased it, Howie. Garrick has purchased it. We can just casually jump together and do events and stuff. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So that's me.
I don't blame you.
Okay.
I never, ever buy video games when they first come out.
I'm getting there. I'm more or less there now.
I can't spend $60.
And that's
for
the
a video
thing. I've
game.
already gotten way more than $60 out of this game. I've owned it for a couple months, but I only played it for the first time a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I've gotten way more than $60 in a few weeks. Way more.
Yeah.
So it's and I paid, I think, 24 or something. It's cheap now, and you can probably find it even cheaper.
I can justify $20 to $25 for a game.
Yeah, it's if you
Much
go
more
on
than
the
that,
Bethesda
I am
site,
not
it's
interested.
$20.
Yeah.
And I'm not nearly the gamers that you guys are.
Right.
But
No.
no, really?
I mean, get
Not even
real.
close.
We're totally epic.
We're here, and you're there,
Right.
and, you know.
Actually, we're totally the opposite in our household. My boy,
elite.
he's latched onto my NES Classic, right?
Yeah.
So he's digging on that right now. Well, he went to his buddy's house, and his buddy's got the Super NES Classic.
Yep.
Ooh.
So he came back home, was telling me about that, and I said, "Ooh, really?" So I went down to the basement and I pulled up my wife's real
SNES.
SNES.
Oh,
And
nice.
last night we were doing some
He's like,
Super
"Son,
Mario World for
let me show you.
hours
Let
and
me show you
hours."
what a 5-foot cable looks like.
He was in love. He's like, "Oh, look at that thing."
Metroid, bro.
It's all yellowed with age, just like you, Dad. Just
It's a
like
fine patina.
yeah.
It was funny too. The other night he pulled up a game I was playing with my wife, and he's telling her all about the game, right? And she's just kind of smiling. She played all these when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And she gets on there and she starts kicking ass, and he's like, "Wow, how did you know how to do that?"
And she looked at him and she goes, "You'll get there, kid." then he gave her his Coke, and she gave him her jersey. Mean Joe greened him.
Yeah. So put on the mask. And I was
I was born into this. You're merely
born
adopted
into
by
this.
the SNES. Oh boy, that's exciting. That's exciting. Garrick,
yeah.
what's
me.
what are you docking? What
I'm
docking bay
docking-
are you using?
364.
94,
97?
maybe.
I think.
97. Hike. No, Star Wars
42.
comics.
Oh,
Baby.
what?
Comics. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they just relaunched.
All right, let's get to eating. All right, we're good. Woo! Man, that's still hot.
I haven't adjusted it.
It's all right. Bring it, baby.
That's
Just
the old
bring it.
reviews music we used to play before Garrick
It
talked
is.
about
That's
Star
right.
Wars.
That's right.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, so they they ended Star Wars
Aw,
comics
Forever.
as we know it forever.
Just to start it
But
right
then-
back up.
But then a week later, they started it right back
It's
up.
Star Wars
baby.
number 1. Or
Yeah.
Star Wars number
Number
one
picking up
came
right
out.
where we left off.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much. Well, there was a
There was a
movie in
movie, yeah.
between. There was an Empire Strikes Back
Oh yeah, one of those.
in between the end of the old run and the start of the new run starts right as the first panel is Luke getting his hand cut off.
Ooh, nice.
Is great. So that's where it kind of starts, and there's a little
like
bit of
dismemberment?
action that happens before they reunite with the Rebel fleet wherever they're at the end of Empire Strikes
Good.
Back.
That's a gap I've always
Ugh.
needed.
I
filled
didn't
in.
get to the comics. I didn't get
Yeah,
to the
that
comic store
2 minutes.
this week, so I'm excited to pick this one up.
Yeah, so the art's pretty cool. I like it. The story seems like it's gonna be cool, I guess, depending on where they go with the Empire post Empire stuff. Because they're probably gonna not go with the Shadows of the Empire story.
Yep.
I would imagine.
Yeah, unfortunately, these
Who knows?
machinations
Maybe
were
they
in
could
place
bring in-
before everyone confirmed that not effing up the old stuff is a good deal.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If
Tell you
suddenly, if
what.
suddenly out of the blue, Dash Rendar shows up,
Oh,
I'm gonna cream my shorts.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Oh,
even matter
yeah.
if it's like the same story or anything.
Nope,
It's just,
nope. As long as the
As
character
long
shows
as
up.
I get more than just a fleeting glimpse of the Outrider.
Yeah,
that would be
that
awesome.
would be awesome.
And then there's also the new mini series, I guess, the Rise of Kylo Ren.
Yep.
which actually I'm enjoying.
I read
quite
the
a
first
bit.
one. I liked
You
it.
read the first one.
I haven't read the second
second one. You see Luke in action, fighting the Knights of Ren.
What do you think of the character
It's
Ren?
Incredible.
And
That
how,
was-
many,
Well,
yeah,
the main
and how
when
his
he's all-
eyes bug out of his head and his ears are all flopping. He's
And
always like,
he's all-
Stimpy.
He's like all burnt and crap.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
Yeah, he's all like scarred up, and he wears a weird mask.
It just looks
He's
like
li-
that because
well-
the Spumco animation is really intense.
In the second issue, he reveals his face, and he's kind of like an older gentleman, I suppose, because he has like grayish hair. But yeah, I don't know what his thing is yet, except just for, I guess they're trying to track down Force users to join them, I suppose, and they're not really associated directly with Snoke, is what I'm gathering. So I'm not sure if they're just their own thing, or they kind of work for the Emperor separately,
or they're just part of it.
part of it.
I hope they, because we've expressed how weak, at least I feel, that the sequel trilogy was, but I'm hoping that they can fill in some of these gaps and make it a little more meaty than it's been.
The first one is basically starts right as Kylo takes down the academy and sets it on fire and tries and escapes. The second one goes back in time to when he first met the Knights of Ren, and even I think he's maybe like 12 or 13, something. They don't really say his age, I don't think, but he's in communication telepathically with Snoke during this whole time. So I found that interesting, how Snoke is kind of like manipulating him, even that when he's that
Snoke
young.
is Abeloth. You heard it here first.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's funny you should say that, because Snoke's like base, I suppose, is like this enclosed dome that's kind of like this biodome with all these
Pauly
plants.
Shore's there.
Yeah, Pauly Shore's
Nice.
there. Squeezing the juice.
Encino Man shows up.
Yeah, but it kind of reminded me of Abeloth's planet, where there was those killer vines and a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm enjoying the new comics a lot. The old run kind of like, in my opinion, kind of like
It ran its course.
went on a little
We are
too
locked
long,
step
maybe.
That one disturbed me a little bit when you did it.
It did. It really did. They told as many stories in between as they could, and it was time. It was time to move on.
It really was, yeah. And I'm glad they did. And now that the movies are out of the way, I think hopefully.
I know. See,
they
well,
can
that's
take
what
the
I've.
gloves
That's what
off
I've.
and actually do
Yes,
some
and that's
stuff.
what I've said the whole time with the sequel trilogy, because they did the Poe comic and they've done a couple different
The
things.
Pocom, I'm glad you brought that up because that was the pinnacle.
Yeah, it's about
That
as good as
was
it
the
gets.
creme de la
It was the
creme.
creme de la creme, and yes, exactly. So,
Got some Snap
but
Wexley.
I feel like that they,
Space
like,
monsters.
Garrick is saying that they were tied. Their hands were tied,
Yeah.
because nobody knew where everything was going to go. So they couldn't be too creative.
Yep.
And now that all that stuff is behind us, it's like game on, baby. It's like bring it all.
Yeah. And what I'm really excited, off topic, maybe kind of on topic, is this Project Luminous that we've been hearing so much about.
Yeah.
So it's bringing a bunch of comic writers, novel writers,
Including?
just about anyone who's ever written a book or written a comic together to come up with a cohesive.
Because
Claudia Gray's in this group, right?
Yeah, Claudia
no
Gray.
one's ever done this before for Star Wars.
No, that I know. I mean, it doesn't seem like they have done this since they've gone to
Since Disney.
thrown out.
I
all
would say
the,
it is
they used to
before
all
that
the time.
it was
back,
never done before except always and then the New Jedi Order.
yeah, it was all the time. So I'm excited because I'm reading some of the Twitter comments from the people involved, and they're talking about like, oh, I have an idea. I'm going to go communicate this to the rest of the group. So this group effort really has me excited about.
It's almost
What
as if
come out of this
Disney's
project.
created a story group.
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
what?
Pablo
There's no-
Hidalgo still has us all blocked.
there's no word.
Pablo.
No word on what this is all going to be about, but I guess speculation is it's post Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Well,
perhaps,
I think
so.
right now we need to push really hard to get Karen Travis involved in this?
I don't.
I'm just saying.
Now,
Stackpole, hello.
Karen and I have been talking.
I know you have.
We actually
about gardening.
We had a verbal intercourse
carrots.
this morning.
Gross.
I'm sorry, discourse. I don't know where my mind is.
That's
My old buddy Karen and I we've been chatting it up. Honestly, I don't know, but I get the impression that maybe she has no interest in returning. And
I would imagine.
And I don't know this, but my impression is, and I don't even know what I'm basing it on, is that it might be because of what was done with everything she did.
they crapped all over.
It's not just the Disney split, because it happened before the Disney purchase.
Well, you need to start working on her and encouraging her and helping her understand that it's only her that can bring this full circle.
Yeah, we were talking politics just this morning. Well, it's this morning for us, you guys.
Every time you tweet, make sure you at Dave Filoni.
Yippers. Yep.
Sneak
Put
it in
him on
there.
all your tweets.
It's like, Dave, she's the best.
Honest to God.
Get Stackpole in
remember,
there too.
Filoni may love
yeah.
Karen Travis for all we know.
I'm sure he does.
Remember, before Pablo mass blocked the planet, when Pablo and I were chatting, he confirmed directly to me, because we were chatting one-on-one, you guys.
You.
Yeah. Now, I asked him a question on Twitter, and he answered it, which was that the decision to throw out all of the old Mando stuff that Karen Travis had established was straight from George. He wanted to just hit the reset button. And I don't think anybody understands why, because no one asked George why whenever he made weird.
Because they wanted to give Obi-Wan a love interest. Probably.
Yeah, something. Or, I don't know, whatever. But
who knows?
honest to God, I don't know. She's had so many other things that she's done. I really don't know. And I have no interest in asking her, would you ever return to Star Wars? Because it's not something she ever comes near talking about.
Yeah, she never does.
She talks about her current writing issues, not like shilling her stuff, but just like what she's doing with like writer's block and stuff like that, and marmalades and like weird things with fish. And British politics.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to kind of like repair those bridges that they've burned in the past. Like, I know they want to bring in new authors, obviously, which is good. I want new takes on things, but bring in some of the people that know the stuff.
If you happen to like get the shepherd cane around Stackpole's neck, I wouldn't be upset.
Bring in Stackpole.
I still say no one could write a space battle so vividly as Stackpole.
He's so
he was good. He got to the heart of the matter too. Some of those guys can be way too verbose in descriptions and stuff, and you're just like, even Zahn sometimes was a little rough.
Zahn he's a writer,
right?
He's a novelist. You know what I mean? Stackpole never felt like a novelist. He felt like a storyteller.
Sure, right. That's a compliment.
Mm-hmm. It's not to the detriment of novelists either. It's just when he told a story, like you said, it was the heart of the matter. You were right in the middle of it.
Right.
He never intentionally misguided you. He'd never lead you in one direction to a bait and switch. He was telling you the story, and it felt very personal. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Who's left?
That would be me, my friend.
Oh, okay.
I am going to expound upon Garrick. Because
Yay,
I have been,
you've been dockering Garrick.
No, but I have.
I'm excited to listen to this.
I have been, just Star Wars in general. Actually,
I thought we were talking about Garrick.
Actually, Rise of Skywalker, man. I
thought you were docking me.
I just gotta say, man, I just love being in a place where I'm enjoying
Star Wars,
a Star Wars
without feeling like you're being targeted.
Yes,
yeah,
dude. And I have to say, because
that Star Wars itself was targeting, but it sure was not targeting.
Right. Well, now that we're post Rise of Skywalker, I've been jumping in the chat rooms and talking and all this stuff, and it is I've got to say
rooms.
Well, I mean on Facebook you have discussion pages and all that stuff. So not so I haven't been on Twitter as much.
You haven't been in the argument factory,
yeah, but. Facebook, I mean, it's got rooms where people have got some pretty, healthy discussions and whatnot. But I've got to say, this time around is a completely different experience because I'm finding that even the people that really love, like The Last Jedi, or Rise of Skywalker, we're all cohabitating the same space now.
Not all, but there are a lot of people that can.
The places where I'm at right now, I mean, yeah, you do have the dickheads that are being dickheads.
Yeah, they're on Twitter.
Right. But for the most part, though,
Twitter,
we're having Star Wars discussions, and I'm finding that it's, people are like, yeah, I do or don't like The Last Jedi, and that's fine. You know what I mean? And I like being in that space because I like sharing the ideas, and I like, sharing, well, I view it this way. Well, no, I view it this way. And asking questions deeper, even getting back into talking about The Last Jedi a little bit because, there's people on there, I just love this movie. And I'm just like, okay, tell me why. Tell me why. Because there were, for so long, I couldn't even have those conversations because people were just so defensive.
They were defensive.
They were so defensive.
As soon as you said, tell me why, they would start singing that song that tell me why. As soon as you ask someone, tell me why, they interpreted it as, no, it's not, defend yourself.
Right.
And it's like, no, I don't like it, and I honestly don't understand why people like it, and I do want to at least make that allotment for that.
Right. I do have to say, though, in terms of The Last Jedi, every time I do ask specifically what new was brought to the table, I never really get an answer.
All I ever hear is subversion.
Expectations.
That's all I
Holdo maneuver.
Right. But you know
the
what?
Holdo maneuver, which it took one line to undo.
But even then, I understand where those people are coming from. They just want something new. They feel like, and I don't disagree with them because I feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like that the sequel trilogy is nothing new. It's a retelling of the original trilogy, right? It really, at the heart of the matter, that's what it is. So, for whatever reason,
the original trilogy was a retelling of stories all going back all the way.
I get it. I would have preferred a different approach, though, a different threat, a different, something. But, in this case, it was a retelling, and it is what it is. I still don't understand why people, think that the subversion was the end all be all of,
I don't, subversion for its own
in the Star Wars universe, but
no sense to me.
Right. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, Last Jedi was still just a retelling of The Empire Strikes Back, with a throne room scene that was reminiscent of, Return of the Jedi. But anyway,
space horsies.
And space horsies.
Ooh,
but
space horses.
But yeah, and Rise of Skywalker, it's interesting having those conversations too, because I think we talked about this a little bit that, it's funny because you have those hardliners, right? You have the people that were just shills for The Last Jedi, right? And they hate it because it undid The Last Jedi, which always makes me laugh because it's like, well, Last Jedi undid Force Awakens, so why are you mad? Because if that's what you love, that's what you shall receive, so to speak. You
gotta fight for what you love.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But and then you have the people that hate Rise of Skywalker because I think you mentioned last episode that the hardcores on the Phantom Menace side.
Phantom Menace,
right? The guys that are just that they get the clicks on their websites because of their rage. It's
not just that. It's
really not. They're coming from a pure place.
No,
honestly.
well, I wouldn't call it pure, but they're coming from an honest place.
They're
coming from a mostly honest place, which is that they feel completely disregarded by some of the creative decisions being somewhat politically motivated. And we've talked about the fact that there are heavy rumors that there were individuals within Lucasfilm who maybe lost sight of just telling a really good story.
I think looking at it from an overall perspective, to a
lot of them, like the lesbian kiss is like, oh God, what the hell? Whereas to me, it was like, that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Right. And
but like to some of them, that's like, why does that have to be there? And it's like, well, it just is.
Yeah, I mean, on a micro level, but I think on a macro level, I think they're looking at, okay, we can't like the Rise of Skywalker, no matter how much we maybe like it on the inside, we can't share that because our goal is to show that we don't like what Disney has done with this trilogy as a whole.
It feels like they're just trying to remain consistent at this point.
Exactly. And I don't feel like that's coming from an you know, I don't know, an honest place because
Also, a lot of stuff that they complain about is the same stuff that a lot of people were excited about. I mean, Toby said it really great, like the kiss at the end where every, you know, there were people who were cheering and he's like,
Yeah,
well, I don't
right.
get it, but it's few. Same thing with the lesbian kiss.
Right.
I don't care about it at all, but I am fond of the fact that there are people who that was very meaningful for.
yeah, sure, right.
So
Right.
it didn't bother me.
If it talks right, well, and we've said 100
Speaks to
times.
somebody.
And we've said 100 times with the fan service, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we appreciate that,
Yeah,
but other
we're
folks
gonna,
don't.
If
So-
we're going to get fan service and other people are going to like socio-political or cultural service or just
Yeah,
personal recognition
Sure.
or alignment, fine. As
Right.
long as we're literally hitting everybody,
sure,
great.
right,
Do
Yeah,
it.
Why not? Right, exactly. And I personally feel like Rise of Skywalker did that better than the other two movies. It just really did. I mean, I think for those who are being honest about it, and I mean, I feel like because I've really dug into this, I'm writing my review right now, and I'm really digging into the numbers and looking at all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one this time. I went and I actually looked at 3 different like audience scores, and I've done an aggregate and all that good stuff, and so I'm really digging into these numbers and Rise of Skywalker, it's kind of fallen when you do an aggregate of like a bunch of different sites. It's like kind of fallen right in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, which is where I would expect it to be. You know, I think
I would have hoped it would be.
Yeah. And I think that's as good as I could have hoped for it to be too, you know, because I don't know. Like I said before, I feel like that Disney, Lucasfilm are turning a corner, and they've recognized, okay, we've made some mistakes, and okay, let's try to right the ship. And it's not going to please everybody, right? I mean, there was some missteps had, and I still think there are some steps that need to be taken to make some further corrections. Most specifically, I think Kathleen Kennedy has run her course. Personally, I think we need to move on now. We need to make some changes at the top. Yeah. But I feel like that they've recognized that stuff and they're moving in that direction.
I think they need a creative force at the top.
Right.
You're still going to need a Kathleen Kennedy, but
Yes.
that shouldn't be the top of the
No.
chain.
And
Headed by George Lucas. Right, guys.
yeah.
Creative force. George Lucas. Woo.
No, I mean, basically expounding upon what you're saying is, yeah, you need the business person behind the scenes, and maybe she's, you know, it has been great, you know, as a producer in all these other films that we know that we grew up with the ETs and Indiana Jones and just Jaws and everything else that you could possibly.
I said it in the Discord channel. Her career accomplishments are undeniable.
Right.
But she was so often surrounded by creative geniuses.
Yes.
And I feel like she got put in charge of Lucasfilm, and it was her job to suddenly find or create creative geniuses.
Right.
And I don't know that was ever what she did.
Right.
I don't know if she went out and did she go find the Chris Columbuses? You know, she didn't find Steven Spielberg. He found her.
Right.
Like, did she go find all these other talents, or were they like, okay, here, Kathleen will do amazing work for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You should watch the movies that made us about Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, I think we've said it before. I think that, yeah, however they restructure Lucasfilm after her contract is done in 2021, because I still fully believe that she's done at that point. Yeah. You know, she's fulfilled her contract. She's allowed to leave with dignity.
Yep.
And she can go on and produce other movies, you know, with her husband, rejoin him. And, you know, they restructure so that whoever's at the top you're going to have someone like, you know, a Favreau or a Feige.
Someone who's got a little more of a creative mind in addition to the business.
And someone who's going to keep like Filoni like right next to them. Yeah. Right. Someone that knows.
It's like the portrait of Jesus with the Sacred Heart, but it's just Dave Filoni in a wolf shirt standing in their hand.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting hungry,
George
you
Lucas
guys.
Jr.
It's time for the Porkins.
That was quite a bit of a dockerize there. I feel bamboozled a little bit.
We're about to eat, boy.
I'm wasting away. Can't you tell?
I don't know if y'all know this, but Russia used to be a country called the USSR.
Oh yeah, right.
And when they was back in in the Soviet era, there was a candy bar that was very popular. One of the most ubiquitous candy bars, in fact, was known as Hematogen. The chocolatey, chewy snack
That's like blood.
with an oddly metallic aftertaste
Oh no!
Oh,
because its featured ingredient was blood.
Oh my lord! What?
Oh, gross. What kind of blood?
The blood of fallen comrades? I don't understand.
The blood of the motherland.
Man, they take Red
Mother
Russia,
Russia.
really seriously.
In Soviet Russia, candy bars digest you.
That's all they had. That's all they had plenty of, right?
Thanks, Zenyatta.
The blood of fellow citizens.
Hey, how's the gulag? Pretty empty
Hey,
right
Nigel, how's the gulag?
now. Nigel's Russian Nigel now. No, he's Nigelevsky. Nigelevsky.
Maybe we'll find out in this next season of
Everyone
Stranger
dead.
Things.
Many vats of blood. So many blood. What we do?
So
put in
much
candy, Nigel. That's what
We
it is.
saved all this
Yes.
blood.
Yep.
All right, why aren't we eating yet?
I don't know.
'Cause-
Screw the music. We're going straight to eating.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. The charge was for every individual to select a handful of gas station last minute. Oh my God, the family's out of the house. I can sit at home in my boxers on the couch, spread eagle with food on my belly.
You wear boxers?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah, I wear my birthday suit when I'm eating.
yeah,
when I'm eating Funyuns.
that's the way to do it.
I also wear your birthday suit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Wait, what?
What?
And I wear it at
I
the
don't know
same
what's happening
time.
here.
Yeah.
Are you Buffalo Bill?
Yeah, dude.
Oh no!
It puts the lotion in the
Yeah,
basket.
he's a guy on a buffalo.
Yeah, put the Funyuns on the skin or you're getting the hose again, is what I say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're flaming
Gotta
hot,
juice it
so
up
you
good.
kind of need the hose afterward if
Yeah.
you get it in your navel.
All right, so how we doing this,
so what do you
baby?
do?
I think we're going to do one at a time. We'll go around the table. We're going to talk about what are our guilty pleasure gas station snacks, naked
Yep.
on the belly, watching a movie.
All right.
Okay. Who's going to start us off? You want me to start you off? Because I'm going to start off because we already did that. We already have talked about one of my basic ones, right?
Go ahead, baby.
Straight out of the gates, my guilty pleasure, 100% time, Funyuns.
Oh,
Love
I-
the Funyuns.
dude, Funyuns.
Cannot-
Tastes like onions.
Stop eating Funyuns when they're in front of me. And the fact that I've held off this long, it ends now.
Now you got to pass them
Oh.
around.
I am. I'm about them around. I got to tell you.
Okay, so Funyuns for me.
Mhm.
I mean, this is like
They're fun and they're ends.
they are fun.
Young.
And they're young. Younglings?
Funyuns are one of those things that you never
Yuns.
buy at the store.
No.
You know, and
You don't even
have in
buy,
the-
you're having a party. You want, I need to get chips, pretzels, barbecue chips. Oh,
Yeah.
Not Funyuns.
Yeah, not Funyuns.
Nope.
Funyuns are strictly a gas station food. Strictly, right?
And you eat them when you are alone.
Alone, yes, alone, and you've like you've been partying all night with your friends in high school,
Yeah,
and you drank
friends.
way too much,
Yeah.
and you're like, I need something to fill that extra space in my belly.
Honestly,
that's
some
not
of us
occupied by
didn't actually
alcohol.
binge drink in high school, Mike.
Yeah, one of us did.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Funyuns. If it's the exact perfect crunch of this starchy whatever the hell, or if it's just the
It's an
oniony
onion.
flavor. No, it sure isn't. It's a Funyun for legal reasons, most likely. But I mean, this is it's a good one to start off because it's pretty ubiquitous. I don't know if there's
Yes.
anywhere in this country where you can fully avoid Funyuns. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe Funyuns are not.
Maybe
There
they're
are
a Midwest
places-
thing. We don't know.
I don't think so, but
I'm pretty sure they're everywhere.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're everywhere. But yeah, they're like onion flavored rings. Funyuns brand. It's right on the package. Funyuns brand onion flavor
Well,
rings.
we know they're at least in New Mexico
Oh yeah,
because Jesse Pinkman.
Pinkman eats them.
right. That's right.
Oh yeah.
They're a fun
Loves
snack
Funyuns.
that you and your family can eat anywhere and enjoy with your favorite foods. Because you should probably consume food because this technically isn't one. They are great for. I added that part. They're great for picnics, parties, and lunches. Also, try them with your favorite dip for a taste sensation that runs rings around other snacks. Next time you're in a mood for a snack that's different, try Funyuns Arbol brand onion flavored rings.
They're also good to put on top of green bean casserole.
That's true.
Oh,
Actually,
that's a good.
Garrick, do you remember the first time I made steak for you? Yeah, in college when we first moved into the apartment. Yep. Bought a bunch of steaks.
Yeah, you put them on.
And we did not have, we didn't have any spices or seasoning. So I crushed up Funyuns and rubbed it in, and it ended up being delicious. All right, Funyuns are out of the way. Who's going next?
You know, in Brazil, Funyuns are called cebollito.
I did not.
I think that means little onions.
I like cebollitos is,
Cebollitos.
but we're just like Funyun derp.
All right.
They're fun
Garrick.
and they're young.
No, I think Mike's next.
Oh, Garrick hasn't eaten anything yet.
No, I know. But I think Mike's next.
If you want to go, Garrick, you can.
Oh, okay.
All right, Garrick.
Do it, man. I'm
So what
giving
I
up my
like to
spot.
do. Oh, okay. I like to load up on protein. So that's what I base mine off. And I would go to the gas station and get a shareable bag, not the regular bag, shareable bag
for yourself
of peanut butter M&Ms.
Ooh,
Yeah, buddy.
And not share them because they're
So, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have a shareable bag of peanut M&Ms, courtesy of my father, because Garrick gave me a heads up. And I said, I don't ever find peanut butter M&Ms in gas stations around here. Now, then again, I don't scour the candy aisle very much. But I mentioned this to my dad at dinner last night. Oh, I'm doing a snack episode, blah, 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 conversation. My dad texted me today, hey, I'm at Walmart. There's a bag of peanut butter M&Ms. You want to buy them and leave them on your porch? Because he, for some reason, doesn't want to enter the house that he has a key to, and that my wife was at home in.
You could be making out sessions or something.
Well, that's
Just wanna walk
disturbing.
in on that.
Oh,
Just don't want to walk in on that.
I wasn't there. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Why? Why peanut butter M&Ms over other M&Ms, Garrick?
Because they are the best M&Ms.
They're really good.
And if you disagree, you are incorrect.
I disagree.
Challenge.
I think
'Cause they're both
peanut.
sweet
I think peanut
and
M&Ms
salty.
are significantly better.
If you
Are you freaking kidding me, Howie?
They're
Are you
significant.
freaking kidding me?
They're signiugly better.
well, peanut M&Ms are fun
Then peanut butter?
because there's a process to eating them.
You're on
You
crack.
snap off one side of the chocolate shell, chew and swallow it, and then you just pluck the peanut out with your teeth, chew and swallow it, and then
I put like
You pluck the peanut out and
five
throw
of
it
them in
away.
my mouth and chew. That's what I do.
And then dip your shells in
think
peanut butter to make it a good M&M.
I think Reese's are better than these.
he said Reese's.
Ooh.
I did. That's what I always say.
You know what? They're different. They taste totally different.
Yep.
I love a Reese's Pieces.
I do
I love
too.
a Reese's
yeah.
piece.
I do too, but I guess it just depends on my mood because I like the peanut M&Ms too.
They should just get rid
I
of
like peanut
the regular
M&Ms above all.
I mean peanut butter.
Get rid of the regular
Oh,
M&Ms and make them all peanut butter.
I would be okay with that. I think I slightly prefer a Reese's piece because I like the extra candy shell because they're smaller. So by volume, you get more
but you don't
crunchy.
get as much peanut butter.
Yeah, but you get more crunchy. Now,
but the peanut butter's soft.
and that follows up my second thing about the peanut butter M&Ms. Actually, the one thing that I think makes better M&Ms than peanut butter M&Ms are when you mix a bag of pretzel M&Ms and peanut butter M&Ms and fist them at the same time.
killing.
You're getting peanut butter pretzel M&Ms. Did I just change your life? Yes, I did. You're welcome.
Let's get peanut butter pretzels at that point.
But
Right.
there's
Chocolate.
effort and stuff. What are you talking about with that crap?
All right.
Michael's
I don't
next.
know.
So I'm totally going to keep with the peanut butter theme because I agree with Garrick on the protein thing because the protein sits
Thanks.
better with me,
I'm
right?
so good to know that
it fills you up.
I'm so good to know that I'm Atkinsing over here on these things.
So I mean, obviously, the go-to for most people, right, is the Reese's cup, right? I mean, it's the peanut
That would be
butter,
where my wife goes.
right? So, but that's too easy. So
Yeah.
I didn't get Reese's
And
cups.
she's
tonight.
allergic
So
to
one of the other peanut butter, I've got a couple, right? Twix makes a peanut butter version of theirs,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty good.
That
Yeah.
goes back a long
Pretty
time.
good.
Now, one of the newer ones, though, that I have partaked
yeah.
of,
And this is
actually,
good, too.
there's a new one that I haven't tried tonight. This is going to be new for me. Snickers makes a peanut butter,
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
and the peanut butter one is really good.
That
But
goes
they
back
have-
a long
it's a
way
square.
too.
They have a smooth peanut butter one that is brand spanking new. So
Oh, smooth peanut butter.
we are going to try a crunchy peanut butter
Which one's
and a
which?
smooth peanut butter.
I love how they're
Which one's
king size.
which?
They break them out into like these sweet, like
the
squares.
smaller one, the thinner
smooth?
one is the smooth. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Which one am I trying first? I'm gonna do the regular first.
you want to do the regular?
Wait, which one's the
I have
regular?
Regular's a bigger,
Big one.
fatter one.
Snickers. By the way, Snickers, my favorite candy bar by a very narrow margin over Twix.
Yes, I agree.
Mm.
Over a Kit Kat, maybe.
I still like peanut butter Snickers, not as much as I like the regular Snickers, but I like it a lot. Everybody just like smack their lips and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
That helps.
If you sit back from the mic, it's not as bad.
Why would I do that?
I feel like I gotta eat the whole thing, but I'm not. I'm gonna take a break and go and switch to the smooth.
All right.
It's almost more the size of like a toffee that someone made at home.
Yeah.
A toffee.
Maybe a nice toffee.
So the smooth is essentially the same thing, except it doesn't have the
Peanuts.
the peanuts crunch in it. Yeah.
And that makes it a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah, actually, I do too.
It doesn't invoke Snickers,
likes it.
but I like it. What do you think, Garrick?
Delicious.
I thought so. I thought you'd think that.
I like peanut butter. What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm with you, bro.
I'm even, sandwich-wise, I'm a crunchy peanut butter dude. Always have been, always will be.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. See, I'm not there.
That's all right. You guys are,
You're
breastfed till
you're a
you're
terrible
13 or
person.
whatever, but
That's why I'm big and strong.
There again,
Shaped
something
like a
you share with my
pyramid.
wife. She likes the crunchy peanut butter too.
mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Oh, I thought you meant
gross.
about the breastfeeding.
Killing me.
All right, Howie, what do you got for us?
All right. I wasn't going to start with this, but since I'm extremely thirsty,
Oh,
and I
Thirsty.
don't have anything open to drink yet,
Yep.
I'm going
Straight to the sandby.
The pure
pure
leaf.
leaf tea.
Pure leaf tea.
oh yeah.
Now,
Pure leaf.
before I get a swig, if you guys want a swig, you
Yeah,
can-
hold on.
I'm gonna pass.
I'm going to try because I've never tried.
You're passing on the tea?
Yeah, just pour it in over
It's
the
pure
Jaeger
leaf.
bomb leave-ins.
Yeah, the Jaeger resin will help. I'm sure.
Yep.
Resin. There's probably some science to that.
But for bottled tea,
So this is a sweet tea, yes.
no,
It's like
No,
a
it's
New
a
Jersey
straight
Island tea.
unsweet tea.
Unsweetened.
My
Wow.
favorite unsweet tea.
Yeah, by far.
The best
Maybe Gold
bottled
Peak is pretty good.
tea,
That's
in my
good.
opinion.
I usually don't like unsweetened tea.
Oh no.
That's pretty damn good.
The pure leaf, I don't like bottled teas because the preservatives in them that change the flavor of it, but pure leaf is by far the most acceptable.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that
Doesn't have
yeah,
preservative. It's
it
pure
tastes
leaf.
like you just put the tea bag in it. That's great.
and this is made and bottled locally
It is?
Really?
in Indiana.
Oh, well, they have local bottlers that do it like in different areas, or is it actually in Indiana?
I don't
thing?
know, but they made a point, like at some point in the gas station or whatever,
Right.
that had a sign that said that.
Right on.
So I imagine that it's probably more local everywhere because they want a freshly bottled
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah. It is. But like I've always said, I don't like canned teas. I don't like bottled teas because I don't like lemon in my tea. And a lot of times they use citric acid as a preservative, which tastes like lemon tea to me. And I don't like it at all. It's there, but not remotely as much as most of its competitors. So, yeah. And I'm a huge tea drinker. I was raised on iced tea.
The two ingredients: brewed black tea and citric acid.
Yep. But I'm telling you, it's
Very faint.
not remotely as strong as others. So,
Oh.
all right, here we go. I'm gonna save that for last. So you guys are gonna have to share one, and then I'll probably inhale the other. I'm gonna die tonight, y'all.
I'm already dying.
Yeah, just pour.
I've had
throw
dead.
more snacks
just
on
so
my
you know,
coffin.
if you have more peanut butter stuff,
I've got this.
I might take a
open
bite.
bag in front of me, y'all.
but I'm done with peanut butter.
So okay,
Never be done with peanut.
No, I can only take so much and I'm done.
so I go for the Funyuns for the crunchy, right? But every now and then you want the sweet. Now, a lot of times I get like a sweet drink, like a sugar-free energy drink or something like that. So I usually don't buy sweet treats, but when I do at the gas station, my old standby was always the Hostess cupcakes, y'all. But not the chocolate ones that you see everywhere.
Oh, not the good one?
My favorite one is actually, and they're harder to find these days than they used to be, was the yellow cake one with the chocolate top, the chocolate icing.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Those are very hard to come by. And I could not come by them tonight. So I went with my second favorite, which is the orange flavored
Ooh.
Hostess cupcake.
So you went with the orange flavors because you couldn't come.
Wow.
What?
All right.
Whoa, what?
Everybody's got their own method, Howie.
Oh, that's what you said.
You guys split that bad boy. I'm going to take a haunch off of this one right here.
Thank you.
Now, the Hostess cupcakes, y'all, got the white cream filling, which is also like my favorite donuts.
White cream, you
That's really
say?
good.
Are the white cream ones. Have you never had the orange ones before?
I have, and I like them.
Yeah, I love them. I don't get them very often.
They're pretty strong, but
They are. They're not beating around the bush.
not for the faint of heart.
But if you'd never had the orange cupcake, you get the orange cupcake. Now, I got to tell you, pair it with a little bit of chocolate if you really hate yourself, or a little bit, in this case, peanut butter. I guess that's just probably not wise. But if you're double fisting a chocolate bar and an orange cupcake, you're gonna have a good time. I'm just saying.
I would recommend not drinking lemonade with that.
I don't know if I agree.
Yes.
Play with fire. Live on the edge.
No.
You do you. Live your best life.
Yeah, I am doing me. I recommend not doing it.
We got Garrick. We got
Well, going
on the smorgasbord here.
Was it my turn?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Anyway.
it is.
Okay. Going with the my protein theme. You got to balance out that sweet with a little bit of salty and more sweet, I guess. So the one I go for is some beef jerky.
Yeah.
But not just any beef jerky. My favorite beef jerky. And I don't know how ubiquitous.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Jerky brand is. Yeah, but it's around here. It's Bridgeford Sweet Baby Ray's original beef jerky.
Jeez,
I love me some Sweet Baby Ray's, and I
Yeah.
want to try this.
Yeah, we have Sweet Baby
Yeah,
Ray in the fridge.
Sweet Baby
Sure
Ray's
we-
maybe just local to the Midwest, because I think it's a Chicago brand barbecue sauce. I'm not sure if it's everywhere or not. But yeah, they basically take the beef jerky and I guess marinate it in Sweet Baby Ray's. But the way it ends up, it's very soft and tender. Not like your traditional beef jerky where it's very tough and you have to like kind of gnaw on it.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, that's the reason I like it the most, because I'm not breaking my teeth on it.
Yeah, I actually really like a tender beef jerky. The problem is a lot of them are kind of either flavorless or they're just too smoky. They lean too hard into the smoke flavor, or they're oily.
With the Sweet Baby Ray's, they have different barbecue sauce varieties, and they do have several varieties that they use on the beef jerky.
Oh, really?
But I only get the original, so it's very sweet, very little salt. It's not as salty as a traditional beef jerky, so you can literally down a whole bag in one.
How do you pronounce this?
Bridgeford's.
Yeah,
Okay. They're based in well, at least if you're online and you look at their address, it's Chicago. So
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, in
They must be
Garrick's
just around
defense,
here.
up here in Fort Wayne, I only went to a Shell station and a Speedway station.
I look forward to Marathon and well, whatever it is now.
The Shell station only had 3 varieties, which were if you're basically your standard Slim Jim, Jack's Links, and then I don't know how ubiquitous Duke's is. I know you can buy it at Costco, but at the Speedway, they had like, I swear, 12 different brands with several varieties, and none of them were this one.
Yeah, and I went to the a BP as well, and I didn't find it there. So
It must be like a big town thing.
but they do sell it on Amazon, and they I haven't looked to see if it's local, but when you Google it, it's on Walmart's site. So
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Well, Walmart has everything.
a lot
on
cheaper
their
than
site.
Amazon. A lot cheaper than Amazon. That's weird. Yeah, but it's good if you can find it, I guess, in a gas station or at a Walmart.
I would have loved to share it tonight, but thank you, because it is on my radar to try, because my wife loves beef jerky. Sometimes when I'm not in the mood, I have to forbid her from buying it on road trips because I don't want to have the smell soaking into me in the car.
That's the issue.
But-
why you have to eat it a lot.
Yeah, if I can find a beef jerky that I can enjoy more often, I'm all about that. So I'm going to look for that. Mike, what you got?
All right. So those who know me best know that I like hot and spicy food.
Yep.
Spicy.
do?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact. So
It makes sense. If you go to the gas stations near where Mike grew up, that's all they sell of any product, the hot and spicy
hot, yeah.
version.
Exactly. But so the flaming hot version of
This is why I tried to pass it to you right after me.
right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know I could have, but I didn't. I went with the peanut butter theme. But so we got tonight that we can all try if you guys are up for the challenge.
I've had these before, and I like them. So
Oh,
We've
challenge.
got the red flaming hot Funyuns.
Flaming hot Funyuns.
Yeah, we've got flaming hot Cheetos.
Oh, I've had those.
And we've got the Flamin' Hot Lay's potato chips.
Oh my heavens, it's a
Which
threefer.
My personal favorite
Really?
are just the Flamin' Hot potato chips.
Start me off with the Funyun because I can do a 1-to-1 comparison from
All
what I
right.
just shoved in my
All
face.
right, so here we go.
I like the jalapeno Cheetos. Have you ever had those before?
Oh, no,
I have not,
but
but
that
those
sounds
sounds
amazing.
good.
That
Oh,
does sound
they're
kind of
delicious.
good, like the soury.
I might
flavor
have
of
to
a
stop
jalapeno.
and get some more snacks on the way home.
All right, I grabbed a
I
fistful
believe you.
of Funyun.
Yeah, those are my favorite Cheetos. The jalapeno.
All right, here we go. This is actually my first time eating Flamin' Hot Funyun. I enjoy hot foods, but I have to be in the right mood for them.
Do you guys want to try all three?
Yes,
or?
I
Okay.
do.
All right. So I'm going to do some Cheetos here,
It's like
too.
a party in my mouth, and everyone's invited. My tongue! Yeah, like I put them in, and I'm like, oh, they're less oniony. Oh, they have like a more of a. Dare I say, like, no, that was actually because I didn't chew very well.
I don't believe
They
you.
have like more of like a meaty
Don't
flavor
bullshit a bullshitter.
or something. I have a real problem with that. But then like it's all front tongue spice.
Those are good.
The Funyuns are all front tongue spice. Like I don't like stuff that burns my throat.
You get numb tongue?
And they don't do that.
Yeah, those chips are.
It's all tingly on the front.
Yeah, the chips are my favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong, some Cheetos and some Funyuns hit the spot, but usually when I got to go to, just a straight potato chip that's hot as hell.
A whole bag of these might start getting a bit strong.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I do like the Cheetos, but yeah,
Right.
I prefer the chips.
Do I need a palate cleanser between these?
I'm drinking a little tea. I might have to go up and get some
purely
more.
tea.
Get some milk.
Let me do a. Yeah, I might. You know, I used to go to Wings and Ribs, and I get the extra hot. And as I get older, I'm down to medium. I'm wondering when I'm going to graduate to butter sauce, or just ask them to like just open up my Ensure for me.
I'm a glutton for punishment, so I'm like, bring it on, man. The hotter, the better for me.
You do like the suicide wings?
Oh, wow.
I have not done the suicide wings.
I did.
At Wings and Ribs. Yeah.
I did when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ate the
die?
normal amount that I would eat at that time, but it took a while.
I bet.
I was struggling. I was struggling. Oh, the Cheetos are hotter.
Yeah. The Cheetos are condensed. Yeah.
Oh man, they're also like dark red.
I'm enjoying myself over
My
here.
main draw to like eating the Flamin' Hot varieties would be to make a small bag last longer, because I could not inhale them and live with myself. It would hurt too much.
They're expanding too. I mean, Flamin' Hot used to be just the Lay's potato chips, but like I said, we got the Funyuns now. We got the Cheetos. I've seen them on Doritos now. That's like one of the newer ones. So
Oh, chips are good.
yeah, right.
Tastes a little bit like Grippos, but not as sweet.
And it's not as condensed. It's a little lighter, so it goes down a little
Yeah.
easier. But
That's a good flavor.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think I would be attracted to doing a whole bag of any of those over a short amount of time. That'd be like, oh man, I got to watch a Scorsese film. This is some Flamin' Hot Funyuns. But yeah, the chips are real tasty, but they actually have more of the afterburn, the throat burn after I had the chips. I'm feeling it like way back here.
yeah.
Yeah. Where did I put my milk? Where? Cupcake, where art thou?
I've got something to help out.
Help.
Oh, here it comes.
This, if you know me, you know this is one of my standbys.
Oh yeah,
The donuts,
the donuts.
the hostess donuts, the donuts,
yeah.
the donuts in the pack. I
Chocolate covered
usually go for the powdered sugar.
Yeah.
The chocolate covered ones I like, but they tend to taste too waxy at times.
I
They
agree
are
with that.
made of wax.
So
I agree. Yeah.
I hate donuts, but I'm going to eat one because it's been a long time and it deserves it.
Actually, my kids, well, I should say my parents, buy those by the bag for the
Wow.
grandkids.
Yep.
yes,
And the grandkids just devour them.
yep.
My daughter loves them. She laments the fact that we never buy them, and I'm like,
Take
we
two
like real
if you
donuts.
like.
Oh, 2 donuts.
Okay, all right. Honestly, I don't think I've
I would
eaten.
have bought the bag, but I knew there was going to be plenty of food.
Yeah, good call. I honestly don't think I've even eaten any powdered sugar donuts since before I was like 10 years old. Because I've always been like, too messy. No, thank you.
When these are fresh,
Good for
they're great.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than I remember.
They ever fresh?
Well, it just depends on whether they get their oil changed every 3,000
Yeah.
miles. Because that's pretty much all the moisture that you may or may not get is oil. But that's better than I remember. I'll admit it. I'm sure my black pants are now completely white where I just wiped my hand.
It also might help that we ate this right after the flaming stuff. So
Yeah, thank you. I was in need. My eyes are not watering, but we're not far. Man, I have such a white bread palette these days. Okay,
Yeah, you do.
I'm up next I got my third and final. You guys ready?
Yes.
I think
Save
it's-
the best for
I'm
last.
ready.
I think it's funny that you guys only got 3. That's cute.
These are not fresh, but I have them in a Ziploc. I bought these a few weeks ago. We've been noshing on them. The Shell station over here sells this like 5 or 6 pound bags of like not even labeled bags of Albanese gummies.
Oh, so good.
Albanese.
Albanese.
Albany.
Have you not heard of Albanese?
The best gummy bear ever.
Mike,
in the world.
Explain.
Explain.
They are they're based in
Valpo.
is it Valparaiso
Maryville.
or Maryville? Like
Yeah.
in between Valpo and Maryville, probably closer
Route
to
30
Maryville.
between here and
Closer-
Chicago.
Closer to Maryville.
Yep. And so like real close to Chicago, but still in Indiana.
It's a factory headquarter,
Yep.
and they have
You can
a
go watch them make them.
they have a big old candy store right in the front of the factory, and that place is always bumping.
Yeah, it's packed.
I
and
mean,
if you go there and you buy it, because it's going to be fresh when you buy it,
yep.
they are by far the best gummies.
Yeah. So like they got the chocolate
By far.
waterfall thing going in there. It's like 2 stories high. It's a pipe that sends chocolate up that runs down the edge of it is all it is. But like their candy store is full on trying to be candy paradise kind of thing, just, shy of Willy Wonka and the tasting room. Right. But you can go in and go like, I'm just going to buy a 6 pound bag of gummies. Right. And it's
6
cheap.
pounds.
Yeah. It's cheap.
Yeah.
But you can also go back and say, I'm only going to buy the gummy flavors, bears, worms, whatever that I like. And say, can you get a bag and give me orange, grape, wild cherry, blueberry, pina colada, whatever. And they have all these flavors. And yeah, grape. Most people, grape. Oh, yeah. And I love them.
Oh, great.
I love them. In
Yes.
fact, there are some.
Ocean blue raspberry.
Right here, because see,
Oh,
now
that's
when
a good one.
the packaged ones they sell in the gas station are usually like just an assortment of their gummy bear flavors, which some of which aren't my favorite. But they also have sherbet bears, which are orange and cream, strawberry cream, and lime cream gummy bears, and those are amazing. These are the gummy butterflies. And a lot of times in these mass bags, you're actually getting some of like the rejects, and that's why the bags are so much cheaper. So there might be like parts and pieces in there, but that's definitely a local thing. Our Shell station, the people who run it are obsessed with Albanese. But we get this massive bag for like I don't know, $5 or $6, and it's been lasting. Like we've been chewing on these for over a month.
I'm not a gummy fan.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Thank you.
They're awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first time I've always loved gummy bears my whole life. The first time I had a Haribo after having Albanese.
Oh, you're like this. What is
I was
this?
like, how did I
What am I
ever
eating?
take pleasure in this? Are these mistakes? Yeah, every gummy
they
bear,
always
every
taste
other
like
gummy becomes terrible after you've had Albanese. The flavor is like bam, pow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, these
they
aren't
make 'em
fresh.
chocolate.
And I can tell these aren't fresh.
Yeah,
But they're
these
still
are-
amazing.
These are a month old. When you get them fresh and you pick them up, it's like the texture is just like, oh my, wow. Now you can tell Albanese gummy bears, they got an A on the belly. So sometimes you'll be at like a tourist shop or something somewhere and you pick up like a little plastic, like a little like grocery store salad container of gummy bears. You pull them out and they got an A on the bellies because they were actually from Albanese. I see that a lot. But again, how far you get from here and still see it, I don't know. It's only been in the last few years where any stores locally have started carrying like their handful of little variety packs that are actually branded Albanese and stuff. Again, the bag that I bought this in was just a big cellophane bag, but I
The
love
best ones
these things desperately.
The best one they sell are the chocolate covered ones.
The chocolate covered ones are awesome because a lot of people have had chocolate covered gummy bears. Some people make them at Christmas. They're good, but Albanese has a much more chewable texture. It's not rubbery at all when you get them fresh. So you get that chocolate on there, it seals it in. Those things are good forever. And then you get that giant fruit flavor behind the chocolate, not just a little bit like you do with other gummy bears. So freaking good.
I can't tell you how many times I've made myself sick
Yeah.
eating Albany's
I can't
gummy
stop
bears.
eating.
Yeah, because they're so
You
good.
can't, and your body's not meant to inhale this much, I don't know, horse bones or whatever it is that make these this way. But like, yeah, I've gotten also been like, oh, ooh, I don't know about what I just did. Last year I bought what they said was like an experimental new flavor. That's what they told me in the store. It was a white gummy bear, white, like not translucent, strawberry banana. Will change your freaking life.
It sounds like
they
it
sell
will.
that one now.
Yeah, it was there when I went back a few months ago when we were breezing past. If you want to try a different flavor, there's still some in there.
Well, he's got more food to eat too.
I know,
But it's Garrick's turn.
his fingers are dark red from the Cheetos.
Big in my yeah.
Yeah. All right. So my last one is more of a
That's cute.
road trip type
Just did 3.
road trip situation, not just sitting at home. But what I love when I go on
I'm
road
letting you
trips
work.
more than anything
I will
is what?
do that.
Howie
Sorry.
is having an internal struggle over the gummy butterflies, but
Oh.
please continue.
What I love more than anything is like going into, if I'm going across states, is going into their local gas stations and see what kind of crazy beverages they have.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, local stuff.
Yeah, like driving, like I just recently
Miss
drove
Daisy.
down south and had all variety of different stuff. Like Ale 81's pretty popular or Ale 81.
L81, come on, man.
Yeah, is really popular in southern Indiana and Kentucky.
Yeah,
It's really good,
Ginger ale.
light ginger ale, real sweet,
Mhm.
not spicy like the normal ginger ale. I think Tennessee they had they had something called Dr. Enough, spelled ENUF, which is
Mhm.
basically it's kind of like a Sprite. And I looked that one up because I wasn't sure who made it. And actually, the people who made that originally made Mountain Dew, and they sold Mountain Dew off to Pepsi, but kept Dr. Enough for themselves.
Interesting.
Guess didn't work out so well for them.
Yeah, I did
But
not know
that's
that.
more like Tennessee. Yeah,
I've seen Dr. Enough pop up at the Cracker Barrels.
yeah. You can find most of these brands in Cracker Barrel, like Cheer Wine.
Cheer
Another
Wine,
one.
yeah.
Cheer wine.
That's strong.
That's when I go visit my grandparents in North Carolina. That's huge out there in North Carolina.
Huh.
And then Alabama has this tea called Milo tea,
Really?
which is I think it's only locally because it's kind of like pure leaf tea. They don't put any preservatives in it. It's made locally, and they can only ship it so far, I think,
Yeah.
or else it goes bad. So you can find it everywhere down there.
That's
So
awesome.
I just love finding weird crap. I love root beers that people have, and I can't remember any that I've had offhand, but I love going in and just sampling local soft
Honestly,
/ tea.
It's hard. I remember the first time I found a Sioux City sarsaparilla.
Oh, those are so good.
They're so
They're
good.
good.
Oh my gosh, a perfect mix of the licorice flavor, the root flavor, the carbonation and the cream, just a little bit of cream, not overwhelming.
I actually like those better than their root beer that they have. I think what they make most. But man, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so good.
I remember growing up, my mom, she's from a tiny town in Illinois called Streeter, Illinois. It's about, 100, 150 miles south of Chicago and in the middle of nowhere. It's, I guess if you're trying to place it on a map, think Bloomington, Illinois. It's in that region.
Oh, everyone knows where Bloomington, Illinois is.
Well, I mean, if you know the college, that's where,
Yeah.
Illinois is. But
Mhm.
anyway, they had a place down there called Oogie's, and they made their own root beer. And that
Oh,
was
really?
something- yeah, that was something we always enjoyed when we go visit our family, was going to get some fresh, original root beer
Yeah.
from Oogie's.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that reminds me, going up to Illinois, they have the Green River.
Yeah, there's a Chicago classic.
Yeah, that's Chicago classic. It's like drinking a lime popsicle. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid and when we moved there in the 80s, it was not that uncommon for like local like hot dog stand kind of places to offer a Green River float.
Yeah. Oh, those are so good. It's like a lime cream.
They were really good when I was a kid. I'm not sure I'd love them now.
No.
Every
Well,
time
they
I
used
see
to-
the Green
they used-
River in the store, I'm like, oh, look, Green River, walk past.
They used to sell them in glass bottles. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, that's a
The
good
glass
question.
bottle ones were amazing.
Yeah. Good old Green River. That's also where I was introduced to Dad's root beer. Was in Chicago.
Ooh, Dad's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a Illinois Indiana classic.
Yeah, when you go to back when you used to go to Ed DeBevick's, they had the Dad's root
Old
beer floats
Ed's,
called. What was a Dad's root beer float called at Ed DeBevick's?
Don't remember.
Black Cow.
Black Cow. There
Oh,
you go.
Black Cow. That's right.
Yep. By the way,
Did I hear Ed's is coming back?
they keep posting. They basically have a
leave?
couple of people going all over Chicago just holding the Eat at Ed's paper hat over like the bean and like weird things. And
Yes.
posting things on Twitter. It looks like they might have they've got a location they're working on out in the suburbs.
You know what? It's
Did they close?
It was.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, they do.
did. That's probably been
Ed's-
5-6 years ago.
That building
No,
or more.
that's terrible.
That building, that's a one-story building that sat in the middle of prime real estate Chicago.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So they couldn't, at some point they could. Now, I think it's a travesty. Even though a lot of Chicago people are like, oh, it's such a tourist trap. I love taking
You know,
people
I
there.
did too. Yeah,
I loved it.
It was
One of the first
completely
things we did
touristy,
when
but I
got
loved
to,
it.
One of the first things we did when I got to college was say, load it up, everybody. We're going to
Going to
Ed's.
Ed's, yeah.
We're driving an hour. We're going to Ed's. And I loved the cheeseburgers there. I loved the sassy waiters and waitresses.
Yeah. I mean,
Garrick, were you there when I started refilling our own drinks?
I don't know if I was there.
Yeah, like at one point, like we couldn't get the waitress to refill
Yeah.
our drinks, and then they're up and they're dancing on the tables and
Yep,
stuff.
right.
And I'm like, hey, less dancey, more drinky. And she's like doing the so sad thing with like her fists in her eyes. And so I flipped her the bird, took our cups up, filled up everything, and came back. And she's like, fine, do it yourself. And then I went up to do it again, and there's this guy standing there who was not in the know of the shenanigans, and he's like a worker. And he's like, I don't think you're supposed to be back here. And I said, son, I know I'm not supposed to be back here.
You're not supposed to be back here.
I'm like 20. I'm like 18, 19. Son, I know I'm not supposed to be back here. That place was a hoot. If you,
Yeah, it was fun.
I knew people that would go there and be like, they were rude, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, hello.
that was
That
the
was the
point.
point.
Half of these people are studying at Second City. They're here to perform.
Oh, we've been there before where the waitress would serve our food and then grab French fries off our plate.
Oh,
start eating.
I've had
Nice.
I've had dudes walk in like it's a Muppet movie, literally tossing the baskets of food onto the table in front of us.
I have to admit, I've never been.
Oh, that breaks my heart. Because the other
Yeah.
thing
Not
was,
because I didn't want to. It's because I've never
Yeah.
had someone to take me and
right?
be like,
Yeah. Oh man,
Aw,
had
poor
I
Howie.
known, right? Because I mean, it was an older place. I don't know that it was as old as the 50s kitsch, right? But there was something very genuine about the kitsch. You know, a lot of places you go and it's like tacky. Like I love Portillo's, but our 50s Portillo's, as much as I think it's really well done, it's not. It doesn't feel like the 50s. You walk into this place and like
Yeah.
stuff felt old,
Right. Yep.
but
Yep,
yet
sure
it was
did.
all part of the. It was
It
huge.
was
I remember
part
one
of it.
year.
Part of
I remember
it.
one year we went there and we were waiting in line and we noticed around us that there's like all these prom kids, right? So
Yeah.
local prom kids are going there with their dates.
Mhm.
And at the time they had the DJ booth
Yeah.
up front is usually empty, but that night they had a guy in the DJ booth.
Yeah.
And he had the microphone,
Yep.
and as these high school kids came in with their dates, he would sit there and just crack on them.
Yeah.
He would just sit there and like, oh my God.
Was
really?
it Dr. Feelgood?
I have no idea.
They had a guy there for a while that went by Dr. Feelgood.
Okay. But he'd just lambast these kids.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, you're wearing that tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bold move.
yeah, bold move.
The first time we went, I think it was either the first or second time we went there, I was like seriously 8 years old. Our friends from Ohio, from down the street, that family came up to visit, and I was always over at their house playing with the kids. But their dad, I was never around their dad when he was chill. He was a cool guy, but he worked all day, come home tired. He did like I remember he was in a show in the park, he did like a play. Might have been Arsenic and Old Lace. But, like,
Shakespeare in the park.
He was, I knew he was cool, but I never saw him other than in the play just being cool. And, it's like, oh, it's the dad, their dad's here. And we go to Ed DeBevick's, and the whole gang's there. He's got 5 kids. We're there with 2 kids, right? We got a big old table. And My Girl comes on over the jukebox.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude cuts loose. He starts singing. He's got his arms out. He's standing up, leaning into his kid's faces. I guess you say. And then the whole room. We were in the side room over in the back.
All right.
Everybody joined. This was not part of the Ed's experience. There were no waiters up on the tables. They weren't working at the car wash.
Right.
Anything like that. No, it was Dave. Dave led the whole room and My Girl and it was, oh my gosh, it was one of those magical memories of
They really did have the best staff there too. I mean, those folks really got into it. I remember one time, this is one of my favorite memories. This was a different time. I was there, and my cousin, she lives in Illinois. I think she was going to school there at the time. We all decided to go to Ed's. And we were sitting there, and then one of the waiters he's got the Elvis chops, right? You know, the big chops and whatnot. My cousin's a big Elvis fan, so we kind of encouraged him to come, mess with her a little bit. And he came up behind her. She did not expect this. And he just kind of puts his hands on her back and then comes up to her shoulders real slow and starts rubbing her shoulders and leans down and says, Elvis is here. He's going to take care of you, baby. And she was crying, man. She was laughing.
You
so
could
hard.
not
It was
get
good
away
stuff.
with half the stuff that went on
I
there
know.
back then.
It was good
man.
stuff. Yeah.
And it was all part of the show.
Yep. Oh,
So good.
yeah. The old days, pre-millennials.
So good. It's your turn, isn't it?
It is my turn.
All right, let's do
Yeah,
it.
what are we
Ready?
talking about Ed's when we got
Because
eating
it
to
was
do?
awesome, and it's also food related, so fine.
Okay, so I have a go-to, right? So, and this is from my childhood. There was these. Everybody knows what Hostess Twinkies are, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing that Woody Harrelson
Zombieland.
wanted. Yeah.
Well, Hostess had their own version,
Not the
right?
taste, the consistency.
Yeah.
That's a snowball.
Right.
Zingers?
Yeah, you remember Zingers?
Oh, yeah.
So it's basically
yeah.
a Twinkie
I like
with the
chocolate
cream
ones.
in the middle, but they have frosting on top, right? So
My
these
grandma
are-
used to shop at the Hostess thrift store near her house.
Nice,
Oh.
Yeah.
nice. So these are always. If I go to a gas station, just nothing appeals to me. I'm going back to the childhood. The Zinger will hit the spot every time.
Yep.
And there's 3 per pack.
Yes.
Oh,
They're like,
Yes.
forget that 2 per pack Twinkie nonsense.
Yeah, what the hell? What's that all
The
about?
thing about Zingers is they have icing on top, right?
Exactly.
Or technically icing on the bottom. They flip them upside down, and they ice
are,
the.
right.
Are these the banana flavored ones?
No. This is just your straight yellow cake,
Oh, okay.
yellow icing.
Yellow cake uranium.
Yeah. So
I feel enriched.
yeah. So if I'm not in a salty mood, if I'm in the sweet mood, basically,
This
would be
sweet. This is super sweet.
a lot of sweet. Yeah.
Because it's not the cream filling. The icing on top is just like straight on. Just in case you don't get a good bite of cream filling,
It's
here's all the
here's
icing.
frosting.
That's tasty.
Yeah.
What do you
I would
think,
never
Garrick?
buy one of these in a million years.
These were from my
They're
childhood,
delicious.
though. I mean, these date back to the 70s when I go visit my
Whoa.
family in Illinois, and they had a little store that sold these on the rack.
My
and-
grandma would get the red ones with the coconut.
Oh yeah, all right.
That's actually probably why I like coconut so much. That's some good business. That's some straight up good business. Didn't they have banana flavored ones, or am I just making that up because those are yellow? Like
The main ones when I was a kid were the coconut ones you're talking about, and then they had chocolate, and then they had these yellows.
Okay.
So now they've got different ones now, but
Okay.
and banana is probably one of them.
Mm-hmm. What you got for us, Howie? Howie's busting out the bag.
Busting the bags.
Howie bought out the station.
Came prepared.
Yeah, he did.
That's why I think it's cute that you guys just did 3.
Howie's taking us to
Wait, he's got 35.
Poundstown.
So for my third
okay.
ones, a lot of sweet and a little bit of spicy salty.
Ooh, I like what
I have, of course, standby candy bars for me are Snickers and Twix, caramel Twix.
Yeah, caramel man,
Yeah.
the classic.
Yeah,
Caramel.
good stuff. I like the peanut butter Twix, but the caramel is
It's
Classic.
It's a classic.
Yep.
Okay.
also the Little Debbie
Oh, yeah.
oatmeal cream pie,
yeah.
double stuffed,
Now, I remember
double decker.
I remember the first time
Double
Mike ever
decker.
saw one of these. It was on our way to Bloomington, and I walked out, and he's like, "Oh, you like the oatmeal cream pie?" And I said, "Oh, but wait." And I opened it and I held it up in front of you, and
3
you're
layers.
like, 3 layers? What the hell? What are they doing?
I only
Those
ever got
monsters.
the snacks for my lunch when I went to school.
Yeah, the little
I
ones.
didn't know the gas stations are like, we're gonna put this on steroids.
Yeah. And I'm like, it was
Yes.
only 50 cents, too.
They're still 50 cents.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
amazing.
they're badass. You're right.
Yeah, so there's 3 cookie layers in between the with the cream filling, and then I have Little Debbie
Oh, the
glazed donut sticks.
the sticks.
Oh,
yeah.
the sticks.
Oh yeah.
Donuts.
Love those.
There's a donut.
Not donut, but it is actually donut.
Donut?
It's a donut. And then
My lord.
the Snyder's.
Do I need to get a platter?
Yes. The Snyder's
Yeah.
hot buffalo wing pretzel
yeah.
pieces.
Oh, the
Yep.
pretzel
Oh, those are
pizzas.
delicious.
Yeah.
Like the big old monster pretzel
Yeah.
pieces.
So what do you guys want to start with?
Pretzel pieces.
Yep, I think that's wise. Now, my mom used to get the honey mustard Snyder's all the time.
Ooh, those sound good.
Those are
I'm
good
not
too.
a honey mustard person, but I actually
Those are good.
loved those things. Now I look at these things and I'm like, might I break a crown on one of these? How cautious do I need to be? Because these are like freaking German beer pretzel like pieces. They're not like wussy little.
They're softer than you think.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Well, heck, they're oily. No wonder. From all that topping. Ooh,
Yeah, that's good.
Garrick, I think you would like these.
I like Snyder's pretzel.
You like buffalo stuff too.
I do. I love buffalo.
It's kind of
Not
hard
the
to
city.
share the oatmeal cream pie, so just rip yourself off a piece.
Elbow drop it. You're handing me way too much. I've got over half of this thing. Not fair. Not fair.
Oh, these pretzel pieces kick ass.
Mike just found a new favorite, which is really the point of us exposing all of you listeners to us snacking and snapping and all that, is to just so that we can share our enjoyment with each other and torture you in one of two ways. You make you hungry or make you disgusted. Either way, I hope we're accomplishing our mission. Oh my God, quit handing me no. Okay, there were two in here, and there's still like 1 2/3. Come on, guys.
Oh my God,
I
you're
have
killing me, dude.
almost 100% of the donut sticks. He's still handing me things. I'm gonna need a bigger table.
You said you should I get a platter? And I'm like, probably.
Yeah, you weren't wrong. Okay.
Yep. Get the serving
All right,
platter
I
out.
literally have them all resting in the package of what was one of the Snickers things from earlier. I have a pile of sweet foods. I have to ask you guys, because you know Reese's did the big thing back in the 80s and 90s. How do you eat your Reese's? You know, it's like the vampire sucks the peanut butter out using his fangs and stuff like that. You remember those commercials?
Yes.
I eat my. I mentioned how I dissect peanut M&Ms earlier. I eat my Twix in a weird way. As delicious as it is, just bite into.
You take the caramel first?
I do. I like to eat the caramel off
weird.
the cookie and then just eat the cookie.
Sure.
I think that's illegal in some states.
It's delicious. Just like that. Just bite it right off. And sometimes when I'm feeling really feisty, I nibble the chocolate off the edges. This is really, I think I have a psychological issue that causes me to do these things impulsively, but I enjoy it quite a bit.
So those things you pick up as a kid. See, I do that with my Reese's cups.
Mm-hmm.
Eat off the chocolate and then eat the peanut butter center.
It gets too
I know
messy.
you want some more of those.
I do.
That gets too messy for me with the Reese's. I enjoy it with the Twix, though.
Those pretzel pieces with buffalo. I can make myself sick on those as well.
I'm going to be very ill.
These are badass. I like these.
I'm seriously glad we got a 50-gallon drum of insulin upstairs. Oatmeal cream pies were another thing that my grandma would get. And it was probably my favorite of all that stuff. Because as sweet as it is, the oatmeal cookie itself was less sugary than like the zingers and stuff like that. And I think that's why it appealed to me more. And yeah, like I identify oatmeal cream pies with like being at grandma's house. And that's just, I don't do it as much anymore because I don't eat this much concentrated sugar. I drink it, but I try not to eat it. But this is one of my favorite things. Yes. And it's tasty. What do you know? What do you think, Garrick? Everybody's just chewing and going,
Yeah, maybe we should end it so we can eat in peace.
Might be what we need to do.
Yep.
Ladies and wait, I haven't tried the donut stick. I've never had one. I don't think I've ever had one of these.
They are like the sour cream donuts.
Yeah, they are. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of sour cream donuts, before we sign off, a local haunt around here, not a gas station, Tums Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
I met Tom.
That's right. You did.
I met Tom. Went to Tom's Donuts on New Year's Eve. They said, our friends went there early in the day, and they said, yeah, Tom's actually there. They've met him the day before or something. And I'm like, oh, it's actually Tom? Yeah, he's been doing it for over 50 years. He's a school teacher, started the business to fill in the summers around all the lake houses up there. And I said, I didn't know that. And they're like, yeah, he's gonna be working there until today, until he's opening at like 10 or something, and then he just closes whenever he wants to go home. So they said, but 8 o'clock at the latest. So I'm like, well, we're gonna head home. We didn't stay the night this year, so me and the kid hop in the car at 7:30. We drive over there, and pull up and walk in, and there's Tom. And he's there. He's a super personable guy, and he has a good variety of donuts, given the fact that it's about closing time. And we were the last donut purchasers of 2019 because he closed shop right after we left. But here's the fun part. I told him my name was Corey. I said, I think you're Tom, right? And he goes, I think so too. And then we bumped knuckles. He instigated, not me. I feel that's important to note. But then he goes, wait a minute, what's your name? I said, Corey. And he goes, well, that's my middle name. I said, well, Thomas is my middle name. And then he wanted to bump knuckles again. And it was pretty epic. But
Corey Thomas Corey.
That's true. It's true. But because there wasn't the normal variety of donuts, we bought some we would normally get. And I realized I haven't had sour cream donuts in forever. We got a couple of them. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Blew my mind. They were perfect. And he's telling us, he goes, if you buy a dozen box, or no, he's like, right now, blah, 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 it's closing time. Like, I'm going to sell you this much. Give us a great deal. And he gets out the box, and it's this really big box. It can hold a lot more than a dozen donuts. And he starts filling it up, and I'm counting. We got 14, 15. There are 3 people in my household, and one of them is like the tiniest thing on the planet. 16, 17. There's like 20 donuts in this box at this point. He just keeps throwing them in there, and he goes, you know what? We'll just put donut holes in the rest, and then pours donut holes to fill in all of the donut cleavage that was left in the box. And it's
called a Tom's dozen.
Yeah, it was. If you're ever in northern Indiana and you have a chance to hit up a Tom's Donuts, yes, give yourself. I'm not going to guarantee it. Store quality varies from location to location, but definitely up in the Angola area. If you're ever passing by on the toll road, 80-90 there, crossing 69, 5-10 minutes out of the way, and that's just some pretty awesome donuts. Is all I'm saying. But we need to wrap this up because I think I need to go heave. I'm going to stick my finger down my throat and bulimia this stuff right the heck out of here. Get up on that mic, Mike. Mic it up.
Wait.
It's the moaning that I'm uncomfortable with.
Of the things that you did not bring, what was your favorite?
Okay.
Garrick?
Mountain Dew Cold Red. Sorry.
No, your favorite that other people brought.
Oh, yeah. That's what. Yeah.
I don't know.
Of what other people brought,
Oh,
what was
gotcha.
your favorite?
All right. Your pretzels.
Awesome. I'm trying to think of what I think it's your chips.
The flaming hot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
They're good.
Those chips are probably my favorite. But
I didn't have anything bad. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But
Oh man. Whew. I'm going to need some of that insulin.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll stuff you full of something. We'll have you go up and gnaw on a side of frozen beef for a while until you feel better.
Man, I'm supposed to
Get
coach
some beef
basketball
jerky.
tomorrow too.
Yeah, you're like, all right, we're doing suicide sprints. I'll be over here taking a nap.
Why don't you guys go? Just toss it up. Throw it in.
Fundamentals. In the meantime, thank you for indulging us while we indulge ourselves. Once you run out, join us on Twitter. I'm still trying to swallow things. At Twitter at FlyCasual1138. And tweet us what your favorite gas station snack food is. We'd love to hear it.
We want to know.
Moreover, jump into the Discord. You can find the link to our Discord channel right in the Twitter profile. And tell us on there. Tell us on Discord what's your favorite gas station food, because we are gluttonous slobs and we want to try more gluttonous slob-like things. So, I mean, really, at the end of the day, that's why we started a Star Wars podcast, just to get to this point.
Talk about food.
Yep. And booze. Some epic booze conversations as well. But yeah, also check us out on Facebook, Insta. Of course, again, you go to the YouTube and subscribe and dangle the nut ball, whatever.
Dangle dongle.
Yeah.
Dangle the dongle.
Dingle the nangle. And stuff like that. And go out wherever you get the podcast. Give us a nice little
where
review.
did they say that we just added ourselves?
Insta. Oh, you said
TikTok.
TikTok.
Grinder.
No, I'm sorry.
Grindr.
The thing I texted out
Tinder.
the other day. Yeah, we're on Tinder, guys.
No, we're on Spotify.
Vivo.
Spotify.
Yeah, you can listen.
And Deezer, apparently.
Yeah.
These nuts?
Yeah, these ones right here. Ring the Deezer. So do that. I'm going to have to go brush my teeth in the meantime. So I'm Corey. Over there's Mike.
Oh,
I know we have listeners that are going to be made physically sick by the first few seconds of this segment. Physically sick. Hopefully a lot of them, just because I think that's hilarious. Over there's Howie. And over there's Garrick.
Num, 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 num.
Nummy nums.
Nailed it.
Nobody brought anything filled with jelly. I'm kind of disappointed.
Aw, jelly donut. I forgot jelly donuts.
I love jelly donuts.
I like Tums jelly donuts, I learned. There were many.
All the jellies. You guys all sound like Josh on Discord.
why am I not surprised?
I hope you got that.